Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Trey Giles, and I am so honored to get to make this video, to get to accept this reward, and to just say hello to the Fort Hays State family. I was a first generation college student when I entered Fort Hays, and that was back in 2011, and I graduated from the school in 2015. When I first showed up on campus, it was to attempt to play football with all 5'7" of my frame. And I suffered an injury and that got cut really short. But that ended up being one of the best blessings in my life because that pushed me into engaging just as a student. And got to get really involved on campus, meet incredible professors, people who became even like family to me. And I can go back a little bit to giving some kudos here at the end, but I studied organizational leadership at Fort Hays, which changed my life, opened up my blinders and my worldview, like Christy Brungart taught us. I got to start traveling the world for the first time in my life. And with that degree, that propelled me to serve in the Peace Corps in West Africa, where I was a education volunteer in a little country called the Gambia. Um, and I just felt ready for that experience because of everything I learned at Fort Hays. And I just got to serve people and mostly just learn from people in a different cultural context. And we wrote grants with the US government and we built mango and cashew orchards. And it was just a beautiful time. And when that Peace Corps experience ended for the 27 months, the 2 years and some change, I actually got to come back to Hayes and I worked at a local church there called Celebration, getting to work with youth and a whole bunch of other students from the university. And that was a beautiful time for me. And then Fort Hays was so kind to even let me work at the university for a little while in the student engagement office and with transfer students and just loving on graduate students as well, which was man, I just loved it. I love the hustle and bustle. I love the emphasis that we've always put on students at Fort Hays. And from there, my wife and I, we moved to Aruba in the Caribbean, right above Venezuela, a couple miles into the ocean. And again, worked with more students, more youth. And that was just a good 6 month stint. And since then, we've lived in Portland, Oregon, where I serve as a pastor at a local church called Bridgetown. And currently, I am the pastor of Justice and Mercy, which probably sounds pretty weird to a lot of you. But ultimately, I just get to help mobilize people to engage in the local community. I oversee partnerships with domestic and global nonprofits and NGOs, and we just figure out how we can partner in the hard and the slow work of justice, impacting people like refugees, foster care children, AICs, or adults who are incarcerated and engaged in the penal system, and some other areas as well. And so, all that to be said is I'm honestly a little shocked, and I feel really honored because my life has just been marked by civil service. And I have always thought of awards like this going to people who have made a big impact in business, who fiscally have done a lot. And it's just been a really sweet honor for me to be seen for the time I've just given away to people in service. And I think that's a big mark of Fort Hays State is that we love people and we serve people well, the students and the surrounding community alike. And I am honored to be a part of the Tiger family. And it's hard to start listing out people to give some kudos to because you're always going to miss out some. But I just want to say thank you to the leadership department, Jill Arnsdorf, Kurt, Christy, and more because they really just gambled on me and gave me a lot of opportunities to lead. I want to say thank you to Leanne Brown, who at that time was in the business department, Dr. B or Jeff Burnett, who's not working at Fort Hays anymore, but did an incredible job becoming like a father figure to me. And I honestly could list so many people, but Dr. Mason and even Dr. Hammond, they helped me out when I was a freshman just to stay at the school. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. I'm so honored, so excited to be back here celebrating. And let's go, Tigers.